Stop scrolling right now, because something just stopped you here, and chosen one. It was not an accident. You did not click on this video by chance. Something pulled you here, something that has been watching you, quietly, patiently, long before you ever noticed. And today, in this exact moment, God wants you to know something that will change the way you see your entire life. He is impressed with you, not because you are perfect, not because you have it all figured out. He is impressed with you because of everything you have survived, everything you have carried in silence, every night you cried alone and still showed up the next morning like nothing happened. Listen carefully. The road you have been walking has not been easy. People around you may not understand the weight you carry. They see your smile, but they do not see the battles fought behind it. They do not know the nights you stayed awake, wondering if you would ever make it through. But heaven saw. Heaven has been watching every single moment. You may have noticed that lately, life has felt heavier. Doors have closed that used to be open. People have walked away who used to stay close. And in the quiet that followed, you started to feel something strange, like you are different. Like you no longer fit into the world the way you used to. This is not a coincidence. This is not your imagination. This is your awakening. Chosen one, that distance you feel from others is not punishment. It is preparation. God does not call ordinary people to do extraordinary things without first separating them from the noise. Before a soldier goes to war, he is trained in silence, far from comfort, far from distraction. That is what has been happening to you. You were never ordinary from the very beginning. Before you took your first breath, there was a plan placed inside you that the world could not see, but heaven always knew. That is why your pain has never made sense to the people around you. They were never meant to understand it. It was never their assignment. It was yours. Type yes if this speaks to your spirit. Even in your hardest moments, when you felt completely alone, you were never actually alone. There was a presence surrounding you, protecting you from things you never even knew existed. Some of the attacks you have faced were not random misfortune. They were spiritual resistance, because something powerful was forming inside you. And the enemy does not fight what is weak. He only fights what is dangerous to him. That is why you have felt exhausted in ways that sleep could never fix. That is why some seasons drained you so deeply that you questioned your own strength. You were not just tired. You were in spiritual warfare. And the fact that you are still standing right now, still breathing, still watching this video, that is proof that you won. This is your confirmation. Nothing about your life has been accidental. Not the heartbreak, not the betrayal, not the silence from people who should have stayed. Not the loneliness that taught you how to hear God's voice clearer than anyone else's. Every painful season was quietly rewriting you into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone who could carry weight that would have broken anyone else. You see, God does not waste pain. He recycles it. Every tear you have cried has been collected. Every sleepless night has been recorded. And one day, when your breakthrough finally arrives, you will look back and realize that every single thing you went through was building the very thing you are about to receive. There is a reason you are hearing this today, not yesterday. not tomorrow, today, because your spirit has reached a point where it is finally ready to receive what your mind has been too afraid to believe. You have been praying for change, and change does not always look like comfort. Sometimes change looks like discomfort that forces growth. Sometimes change looks like isolation that forces clarity. You are in that exact season right now. Type 777 if you trust God's timing. You may not understand why certain people left your life recently. It hurt. It still hurts sometimes, late at night, when your mind goes quiet and the memories return. But chosen one, listen closely. Some people were never meant to walk into your destiny with you. Their absence was not abandonment. It was divine protection. God removed them before they could slow down what He is about to do in your life. This is the part most people never understand about spiritual awakening. It rarely feels good while it is happening. It feels like loss. It feels like confusion. It feels like falling apart. But what is actually happening underneath all of that pain is reconstruction. God is not punishing you. He is rebuilding you, piece by piece, in a way the old version of you could never survive. That is why you feel different now. More sensitive to negativity, more aware of energy, more easily drained by chaos that used to not affect you at all. This is not weakness. This is spiritual sensitivity. It is a sign that your spirit has been awakened, and awakened spirits cannot live the same way they used to. You see things now that others are still blind to. You feel shifts before they happen. You sense danger before it arrives. This gift came at a cost, and that cost was every painful thing you have already survived. Even in your hardest moments, when you wanted to give up, something inside you whispered, "Not yet." That voice was not random. That voice was guidance. That voice was the same voice that has been preparing you since the day you were born, gently steering you away from paths that would have destroyed you, even when you could not see the danger ahead. God has been preparing you for something you cannot yet imagine. Every rejection was redirection. Every failure was a hidden lesson. Every closed door pushed you one step closer to the door that was actually meant for you. You were never lost. You were simply being led, slowly, carefully, through a path designed specifically for your purpose. Comment Amen if you feel chosen. There will be people who will never understand this season of your life, and that is okay. You do not need everyone to understand. You only need to trust the one who designed the plan. Misunderstanding from others is often the price of walking a path that is different from everyone else's. The chosen ones rarely walk the popular road. They walk the quiet one, the lonely one, the one that builds character no crowd could ever build. If you have ever felt like you were carrying something heavier than what others around you seemed to carry, that feeling was real. Not every soul is given the same assignment. Some are called to comfort, others are called to endure storms, so they can later guide people through own storms. If your life has felt like one storm after another, it is because you are being trained to walk people through fire without being afraid of it yourself. This is not random. This is your destiny forming in the dark, where seeds always grow before anyone can see them rise. You may feel tired right now, spiritually tired, emotionally tired, tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of believing for something that has not arrived yet. But listen carefully, because this is important. Tired does not mean broken. Tired simply means you have been carrying something heavy for a long time, and soon, very soon, that weight is going to transform into something powerful. Every chosen one reaches a moment where exhaustion meets faith, and in that exact meeting point, breakthrough is born. You are closer than you think. The silence you feel right now is not abandonment. It is the quiet before the answer arrives. God often goes quiet right before he moves, the same way the sky goes still right before the rain falls. Type 11111 to affirm this message. Think about everything you have already survived. The version of you from a few years ago would be amazed at how far you have come. Even on days when you feel like you have not moved at all, healing does not always feel like progress while it is happening. Sometimes healing feels like confusion, like grief, like starting over again and again. But every time you chose to keep going instead of giving up, you proved something. Heaven already knew about you. You proved that you were built to endure what would break someone else. This is the part that will shift everything for you. The pain you went through was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to prepare you to help someone else who will one day go through the exact same thing. Your story is not just for you. It was never just for you. Somewhere out there, someone is waiting for the version of you that survives this season, because your testimony will become their survival guide. That is why giving up was never really an option for you, even when it felt like the only choice left. Something deep inside you, something planted by God himself, refused to let you quit. That refusal was not stubbornness. That was divine purpose holding on to you, even when you were too tired to hold on to yourself. You were never ordinary. Ordinary people give up quietly and disappear into the noise of the world. But you kept showing up, even broken, even exhausted, even when no one was clapping for you. That is the mark of someone chosen for something far greater than comfort. If you are feeling emotional right now, let it happen. This message was not meant to simply entertain you. It was meant to reach the deepest part of your spirit, the part that has been waiting a long time to be reminded that none of this has been pointless. Your pain has purpose. Your patience has purpose. Even your loneliness has purpose, because it taught you how to hear God in the silence, something most people never learn how to do. Like this video if you feel this confirmation. Right now, in this very moment, something is shifting in the spiritual realm around your life. Doors that have been closed for a long time are quietly beginning to loosen. Situations that felt permanently stuck are slowly being repositioned. You may not see it with your eyes yet, but your spirit already knows. That is why you feel a strange mixture of peace and anticipation today, like something is about to change, even though nothing visible has happened yet. This is divine timing, not your timing, not the world's timing. Divine timing, which always arrives exactly when you are finally ready to receive it without it destroying you. If your breakthrough had come earlier, during a weaker season of your life, you might not have known how to handle it. But now, after everything you have endured, you have become someone who can carry blessings without losing yourself in them. That is why this season of waiting was never wasted time. It was preparation time. While you were healing in silence, God was building the very foundation your future blessings will stand on. A house cannot be built on unstable ground, and neither can your purpose. The waiting was not punishment. The waiting was construction. Type 222 if you are ready for breakthrough. You are allowed to feel proud of yourself, even quietly, even if no one else has acknowledged what you have survived. You do not need permission from others to recognize your own strength. You have been carrying invisible battles, fighting wars no one else could see, and you are still here, still breathing, still hoping, still choosing faith even when fear tried to convince you to give up. That is not weakness. That is resilience built directly by the hand of God. Nothing about your life has been accidental. Every tear, every disappointment, every silent night, spent wondering if anyone truly understood you, all of it was forming you into someone who could survive what is coming next. You are not the same person you were a year ago. You are not even the same person you were a few months ago. Quietly, gradually, painfully, you have been transforming into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone ready. This is your confirmation. The very fact that this message found you today, at this exact time, in this exact moment of your life, is proof that heaven has not forgotten about you. You have not been overlooked. You have not been abandoned. You have simply been in a season of preparation that most people never have the patience to survive. So if today you feel like crying, let yourself cry. Not from sadness, but from relief. Relief because deep down, you already knew none of this struggle was pointless. You already sensed that something greater was forming underneath all that pain. And now, finally, that quiet knowing has been confirmed. Chosen one, hold on a little longer. What is coming for you was never meant for someone who gives up easily. It was reserved specifically for someone who could endure the fire without becoming bitter, who could face isolation without losing faith, who could feel forgotten by everyone and still choose to believe in something greater than what their eyes could see. That someone is you. You were never meant to walk this earth unnoticed. You were never meant to disappear quietly into a life smaller than your purpose. Every painful chapter of your story has been preparing the ground for a harvest that is closer than you realize. Keep believing. Keep holding on. God is truly impressed with you, not because your journey has been easy, but because you never stopped walking it. This message found you for a reason. Carry it with you today. Let it remind you, every time doubt creeps in, that you were chosen long before this world ever tried to convince you otherwise.